What's up everybody, it's your boy CamBoh, and today I'm going to be showing y'all my vocal mix on a song I recently did. It's produced by my buddy Johnny Juice, and right now it's called Lost on the Road. For now, we're just gonna check out my mix. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm thinking, my process, some shortcuts I go through, and whatnot. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start off with this main.
You ran out of time, cause you always in my line.
Alright, so I'm not very in tune, I'm not a very good singer, so first thing I need is some auto-tune. First thing you do with auto-tune, I use the Waves Tune real time, and I have it set like all the way because I can't sing, so I have it down. Retune speed and the no transition. Speed is just how fast it goes, and then no transition is how much it does. You just put that on whatever vocal track you're doing for this song, put it on C# minor, and we're gonna see what it does.
Oh, if you're trying to go, well, I'm in the studio. I was always on my own.
And then we're gonna go from there. Throw this EQ on. This is actually the EQ that comes with Logic. Before we do too much to it, we just want to take out some things that aren't good. A lot of muffling goes on, especially with home mics. And if you have a home studio, which most people do, which I do right now, I'm recording at a home studio. Depending on which mic you have, you get a lot of muffling, a lot of low. And let's turn on, go over to this little thing right here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna grab this little circle, and we're gonna go to 176. From my recordings, I've noticed in the past, these are frequencies that when I boost them up, they're super scratchy, boxy. It's like a boxy, scratchy noise. Just something you don't want in your vocals. Just taking those frequencies out because we don't want to compress those, and we just want to get it out of our vocal. And then I just added a little shine, a little brightness in the top. Once we make it less dead, this compressor right here, turn this on, and then we're gonna do the compression and control that liveliness. I was just listening and I was seeing how that was hitting, and I actually just turned the threshold down a little, which means it's going to be hitting sooner on the income of the volume of my voice. I didn't really change much, but those are the little things that go a long way. It kind of made it solid. Not too solid. It brought everything kind of together and started making sense in terms of one sound. Now we're going to go to this de-esser. This is just to make sure none of these S's and sibilants get too out of control before we go farther in our process. I have another EQ on this. This one I started off with the drop-down menu in Logic. It says pop vocal, and it brings up, and then I just adjusted a few of the parameters. That EQ is just adding a little clarity to that liveliness as we move along. Next compressor I have on it, I'm going to do the C6. It's a multiband compressor, and I'm going to load just a preset that I like. It's just the vocal. So now coming into this next compression, which is going to be doing a lot, so listen to what this one does.
Ran out of time, cause you always in my line. Don't know who you trying to love, but I know you'll never be mine. Ran out of time, cause you always in my line. Don't know.
Compressing it a good amount, and almost stretched it out a little, which I like because that's going to allow me to then put some more sauce in between that little avenue of stuff that we just created. So I'm going to add a little sibilance, which is kind of similar to a de-esser. It just takes away some of the sibilance in your voice, depending on what you're saying. When you compress your vocal, especially with S's, it may bring them too sharp.
Cause you always in my line. Don't know who you trying to love, but I know you'll never be mine.
Alright, so I like how it sounds. It was like pretty controlled, those de-esses and those sibilants. Nicely hitting a volume. It was hitting, but it wasn't, overpowering. So now I'm going to send all that into now a new tube EQ. This one actually comes with Logic, adding to the frequencies that sound good because you need more of that. All right, so from there, I'm going to add this exciter. It adds like some harmonics and some shine to the upper frequencies in your voice. So in this case, I'm doing the vocal edge. It's at 7,000 hertz, and it's adding some harmonics at 12%. So it really just kind of crispens. Ooh, can't say that word. Crispens the high end up and adds a little more livelihood, a little more action.
Ran out of time, cause you always in my line. Don't know who you trying to love, but I know you'll never be mine.
You hear that? Got some extra oomph in the upper parts. So from there, we're going to compress it again with this Rvox. I'll show you all what I'm doing with it. It's a little compression. So this red bar is the amount of compression.
Trying to love, but I know you'll never be.
So I'm actually going to turn that compressor up just a little more. And then I'm putting on this limiter to make sure it doesn't pass this one point, and then once it doesn't, then you can control the output. Kind of like a compressor, but it's just a wall. All right, from there, we have this.
Don't know who you trying to love, but I know you'll never be mine. Ran out of time, cause you always in my line. Don't know who you trying to love, but I know you'll never be mine. Ran out of time, cause you always in my line.
I'm gonna put a little extra boost in there. So now I'm going to add some sends. You usually do reverb or delay or kind of those FX that you don't want directly on your vocal, but you're going to add them in a separate shooting along with the main vocal, and then you're going to adjust those settings to how hard you want it to hit with how much you want it to accompany your main vocal. So all I'm doing right here on these is I made a send, and this one is short reverb. And then the second one is a delay. It's a quarter note delay. This third one is a compressor. It's a serial compression. Here's a quick tip. If you're on these knobs right here and you hold Option and select, it actually just turns it to 0, 0. Doing this serial compression adds just like a brick, but at a super low volume, and kind of just gives my voice some more foundation, some more solid addition to it. Then along with that, I have another big reverb. So let's hear that real quick. Let's hear with all those additions. It has the delay, the short reverb, and then a big reverb, the serial compression, and that's it. And then what I did already. So I'm going to play without these on, and then I'm going to play with those on.
Ran out of time, cause you always in my line. Don't know who you tryna love, but I know you'll never be mine. Ran out of time, cause you always in my line.
So yeah, that's kind of what I did for this vocal. I have that main thing cleaning it up, and then I have these effects putting it into that universe a little more. And as far as the backs go, I have actually 2 sets of backs for this song in particular. I have one kind of regular back, and then I have one that's called a distorted back. One thing that's important to consider is just all your volumes as you go. So I turned these pretty far down, and really just you have to make sense of it in the field. When you're listening to it, some backs can sound higher than others. You know, it really just depends on what makes sense. If it makes sense, then go with it. Because there's no rules, right? There's no rules, which is great. Here, we'll enjoy this. Like this video, subscribe, follow me on social media, and thank you for watching if you're watching this. Yeah.
We get high, we get high all the night. We get high. I'm smoking on this incredible. Baby, we might touch the nebula. Say that you